Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is Biking Buddies, the motor vlog. We're at the start of the summer months now. It is a gorgeously red hot today, but not to here. It is gorgeous and red hot at home. Here we've got a little bit of early morning mist. It's super early on a Sunday morning, so by all accounts this mist will burn through as that sun comes out, and yeah, we're going to be up into the mid-20s again. So I'm out doing a little bit of a recce run with good mate Richie, but one thing that is for sure, it's going to be an absolutely epic ride today. We're going to take the adventure bikes into some fairly tough trails today. So as always, in fine Biking Buddies fashion, grab yourself a brew, grab yourself a beer, and come with us on this week's Biking Buddies motor vlog. Let's roll VT.
Where do you go when you're young, when you're restless, when you're fun, cause you're desperate? Oh, here they come for a chance, for adventure. What's your poison, what's your pleasure?
So this is the opener just coming up onto Kirkby Malham moor. This has suffered quite badly from a lot of rain wash off lately, but looking at the track, I would say there's been a massive amount of regrading gone on, because this loose that we're on at the moment, very skittish. This was literally just kind of foot deep ruts, nice little ramps. Yeah, this was foot deep ruts with the water runoff, so it's in one respect it's good to see the regrading. Man, it is loose though. So a little bit of detail then about the day. As you gathered there from that opening piece to camera, we are just putting a bit of adventure into the adventure bikes today. A little bit of sun trying to burn through, just putting a bit of adventure in. Oh, actually, sorry, yeah, it's that way. So the idea is that we're going to take these bigger, heavier bikes over some of the tougher trails of the Yorkshire Dales. So it should be quite an interesting video, and it's also certainly going to be, for me, very interesting, because it will be taking me massively outside of my comfort zone. So with the power of editing, we've done a quick jump across Kirkby Malham, and we're now just at the top of Scar House. We've got Scar House Reservoir down directly in front of us, as you'll see, and those that know the area, we have the infamous Dead Man's Hill directly in front of us, and that one is just putting a little bit of a spike of trepidation in the pit of your stomach. It is incredibly steep and rocky, and down we go, Scar House Reservoir. Check we're in the right gear. Yes, we are. It is quite popular with four-wheel drives, this one, just as much as bikes, and yeah, it can be a little bit steppy on the way down, but generally speaking, he said, famous last words, it's not too bad. Just give Richie a little bit of room. What a beautiful, beautiful day we've got now. Definitely was a believe in the forecast day that mist would burn off, and man, it has burnt off. Presently 16 degrees, and arguably it's a little bit on the hot side for trail riding, but we're not moaning. We are absolutely not moaning at all. So around we go. Look at this for a sense of elevation. I am just going to give Richie a little bit of room here. There we go. Just don't really want to be kind of hard up behind the bike in front. Compromises your own ride just as much as their ride, just to keep that momentum going with these heavier bikes. And that's pretty much us kind of down. I know we're not down. There's a few rocky step bits and a few bumpy bits, but really that's the kind of challenging bit. I suppose the rest of it is just as is, and it does enable us just to enjoy the view. I was going to bring the drone today, but I decided against it, and thankfully it's nice not to ride with the drone and just enjoy the ride basically, rather than the faffage of having the drone out. It's going to be interesting to see what Deadman's is like on the other side. I've only ever done Deadman's twice, really, thinking about it. On the ascent, sorry. I've only done it twice on the ascent. Once was about this time last year when I did it as a recce run for when Hippodrone's Pete came up to visit. And luck rather than good judgment, I managed to get up the hill relatively unscathed. The second time was when Pete was actually up, which was about a month or so later. And yes, it was a lot less glamorous on all fronts, particularly yours truly, where I did struggle to get the bike up there. So it'll be interesting. Third time lucky. We'll see how we get on today. Now, I know I said I wouldn't film the inauspicious bits, but you cannot come across Scarhouse Reservoir and not film the ride across the dam wall. I mean, how fantastic is this? You just don't get to do this that often. Respecting shared spaces as always, we're not the only people out here. Hello. So, sayonara to Miracam as we pass the centre turret. And let's just have a look down Nidderdale there to my right. Absolutely beautiful. We've come down off the top of that hill there, just immediately up to your left. And we're just about to climb up this hill here, traverse all the way along, pretty much to where the trees are, a little bit beyond. And then we turn right and we have the very steep climb up the infamous Deadman's Hill. So that is one of the challenging routes done, was the descent in Scarhouse. The second one of the day is Deadman's Hill. And this is kind of the opening section, really, the opener to Deadman's. It always looks nothing on the GoPro, and that's kind of disappointing in a lot of ways. Oh, right. Are you staying there? Yes, you're staying there. Wow. Alright, okay, so that's not playing ball. What I will do is I'll take it off, because the chances of dropping the bike are quite high, and I don't want to destroy the camera. Can't be bothered to be faffing on with batteries at this point in time. So this is going to be quite interesting. It is a momentum hill. There isn't really, I don't think, a line as such. Let's go for it. Heart in mouth. This is where it gets rocky. And unless you've done this hill, you just won't appreciate the severity of this ascent. I know that Pete Hippodrones, you'll be watching this, buddy. This will bring back a few memories. And whilst it isn't mid-20s in terms of the temperature, it is bloody hot today. Keep that momentum going, Paul. And that's the first section done and dusted. Kind of. This looks like a to me gate. Oh, a little bit of a passenger there. Wowzers. Okay. So, that was the first rocky bit. Then we've got the very steep road section bit. And as always, for that T7 second gear, it's that climber. Look at this. Just losing a bit of momentum there. So let's build that back up. So once you get up to here, you think you're done. And then bam, you're straight into this mega boulder field. Look at that. Got a little bit wide there. Yay! Deadman's done and dusted. Let's get back on the track. I hate being off piste even when it's really gnarly and rough. Superb. Nice one. That's the second one. So down Scar House, up Deadman's, done. And the reward for that scramble up Deadman's is this beautiful, beautiful view. Very hazy with the early summer sun, looking down into Coverdale and the little village of Arkleside. And this is one of those trails that, as the North Yorkshire TRF, we do quite a bit of maintenance on this. A little bit lower down, just clearing the drainage grips to ensure that we have good water runoff. It's not the smoothest of trails to get down, I must admit, especially on these big old bikes. They don't skip over the rocks in the same way that the Enduros do, but it's good fun nonetheless. And here we are just at the start of Gilbert Lane. We've got a little bit of a rocky loose climb up the hill, and then we're going to get ourselves some lunch, some much needed sustenance. So let's get on the bike and get up this trail. So the climb up to Gilbert Lane, it's always a little bit loose. It's not particularly, well, challenging as such, but yeah, it's definitely a loose, how loose is your goose kind of trail. And again, just saying to good mate Richie there, just different riding styles. I actually quite like the technicality of some of the riding, kind of like picking your route through rather than just kind of black the throttle and cling on. Albeit there's got to be a little bit of both in your riding, but I do genuinely like picking out my route. So we climb very quickly, and as hopefully you'll be able to see from Railcam, what a fantastic view that we're afforded as we kind of step up onto the limestone plateau and the trail above. And the other good thing about this one, that's where we're going to get some lunch, and man, I am hungry. We've had a very, very early start this morning. There we go, pick your way up you go. So yeah, certainly some challenges on this ride, that is for sure. Just pushing me outside my comfort zone, which is good. Two of those challenges are now dispatched. The first one, as we saw, is the descent down into Scar House Reservoir, and then the second one is the ascent up Deadman's across to Arkleside. We have got another one coming shortly, which isn't really too arduous, but it is the descent this time down into Summer Lodge. It'll be not where I wanted to be. Yeah, we'll no doubt get those filmed as well. But we are going to have a go at riding up Framington Edge. Never done that before. Been down, it's challenging enough going down, but it'll certainly be quite interesting going up. It is beautiful across the tops here, and what an absolutely perfect place to have some lunch. Two, one. So here we are. This is the step section on Dod Fell. Richie's just heading away there. You can see him just disappearing off ahead, and then yours truly. Quite a few people out, as you can see, both walkers and mountain bikers and dog walkers as well, which is very, very... I've just whacked that camera. Dear me, Doyle. Which is very, very nice to see indeed, and always just respecting those shared spaces. So let's get up Dod Fell. It's incredible today how dry it is, just the dust everywhere. And obviously just letting Richie ahead of me there just clears that dust. I've got a nice clear sky now, or clear view should I say, clear sky. We've certainly had some ascents today, and this is one of them, make no bones about it. I wouldn't say it's not for the faint-hearted, but yeah, it certainly is an interesting climb, that is for sure. And there we go, up onto just the rocky section. Wow, a little bit of moisture there. And it is always surprising how kind of how rough this actually is on the suspension. You may be able to see that from real cam if it hasn't pinged off and pointing skyward. Hopefully it hasn't. Fantastic, and that's Dod Fell done. What an amazing view. Roman Road. Second time we've been on it today. We're just running this one in reverse. I'll not film a vast amount of it. In fact, I'll film hardly any of it at all. It's worth just throwing this opening section in just for the view more than anything. It is a good trail, and one of those where you most definitely feel the elevation of the Yorkshire Dales being right up on the tops. Dod Fell we've just done, as you've seen, absolutely fantastic trail that one. Love it a lot. And here we are now ploughing across the Roman Road. So this sees the climb out of Wensleydale, and we're just about to drop into Swaledale. Not by road, obviously, it is a trail riding day. We're going to drop down Summer Lodge, so down the incredibly loose and rubbly what is normally the climb. So we will have done 4 dales, I believe, today. We did Nidderdale is where we started, then we crossed over via Deadman's up to Coverdale, and then we came from Coverdale into Wensleydale, and now Wensleydale into Swaledale. It has been an amazing day, and I think the route was maybe a little bit optimistic. We've probably got, by the route, probably got about another 50 odd miles left to go, but we were both just chatting there at the bottom of the Roman Road just how incredibly tired that we were feeling. So I think at this point in time we're probably going to leave the ascent of Framington Edge for another day, one where we're a little bit more fighting fit and a little bit more switched on. If we'd have picked that route out this morning, then that would have been absolutely fine. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Yeah, if we'd have gone over that way this morning, that would have been fine, but we were right across to the south side of the national park is where we started. So let's pick this up when we're at the top of Summer Lodge, making that descent. And here we are, Summer Lodge. So the camera never ever picks this up in terms of the severity, but this is probably one of the most awkward gates that we have right across Summer Lodge. But before we do that, let's get the camera sorted. I'll get the gate, Rich. Huh? I'll get the gate. We're just going to do the camera. 2, 1. Okay, apparently we've got some Land Rovers coming up. That'll be interesting. Oh yeah, I see him there. I see him down by the gate. Right, okay. Yeah, let's see if I can just get a little bit of an angle for you. Yeah, I've got it. Of an appreciation just how incredibly steep this is. If I put myself on a level, there we're now level. Look at that for a steep drop off. Unbelievable. A couple of Land Rovers ahead of us there. They've already gone down the way. So very quickly we drop literally just down to there. That's the bottom of Summer Lodge, where the tree is that you can see, 2 trees, and that is the bottom of the trail. So where those landies disappear pretty much in front of us, boom, that's where the track gets really steep. So, ABS off. There we go. Second gear. And we're away. Okay, so the descent of Summer Lodge. The amount of videos that I've made with the ascent of Summer Lodge, and you just can't, hopefully PegCam is picking up just the severity of this descent. It's very, very difficult to see from lid cam because the GoPro typically just flattens everything out. And this is the easy section because it's just a little bit of gravel, nothing too alarming. When we get down through the gate and across a tiny little bit of field, really that's where we start to pick up the bigger rocks and boulders and things, and we've just got to be a bit mindful of the overall bike speed. Hadn't realised that Richie wasn't behind me there. Do hope everything is okay. Let's have a little bit of a stop. What a beautiful part of the world. Absolutely fantastic. Look at this. I think I've got just about the only level spot here, and then we drop down in a way. That bit there, that's where it gets really steep. Bike sounds lush. How are we doing, camera? Yeah, we're doing good. Nice and clean. Hopefully you didn't drop the bike, but it's incredibly loose when you set off. Very easy to put the bike down. Oh, right. I never, do you know, because I wasn't looking behind me, and then I got to here and I thought, oh, he's not there. It's that first turn, yeah, it's horrific. There's virtually no grip there at all. But then the next bit is kind of from where we lose sight of the track. That's the bit that everyone gets stuck on coming up. All good. Always good to check each other and anybody else that happens to be in the group. And given that our group is only 2 today, fantastic. So this is more of a taste of what's to come a little further down. Just with the boulders turning from, or should I say the gravel turning from gravel to boulders. And here we are, let's get the gate. I'm knackered.
Right, let's not do for a minute.
I think that's maybe a wise call, I think.
I came down there, I'm not at my best bit. I'll just take my hands off it.
Okay, so that's just a little bit of a breather there. Just a restock, as it were. And the second half of Summer Lodge. Through the little splashette. That is just a splashette today. Water levels are very, very low. So this is the bit that is more bouldery. And again, it's just a momentum hill really. Just keep the bike moving enough that you can bounce yourself over the rocks, but not too much that you're a little bit out of control. And there we are. And there we are. Nicely. Okay, so this is now going to be our last trail and possibly the most gentle trail of everything that we've done. It is a particular favourite of mine. I don't know why I really like it. There's nothing challenging whatsoever, but it is just a beautiful little trail that laces its way across the side of the valley. So we are quite fatigued now, and we were just saying there that halfway down Summer Lodge, fatigue is one of those queer things. You know it's coming, there's not a lot you can do about it, you've just got to accept it. So let's get down this lovely little trail. Bump, bump. So I think we can dispatch with a mirror cam. Okay then folks, so as I wind my way along here, myself and Richie, if you have stuck with us to the end of this video, then thank you very much for your company as always. Yes, we didn't do the ascent of Framington Edge, but it's always better to finish on a bit of a high, or finish while you're ahead and leave something in the pot for later, and that's very much what we're doing today. If you thought the video was good, then by all means please give it a thumbs up. Do leave a comment. I do my level best to reply to all of the comments, positive and negative alike. What a beautiful trail. I love this trail. And I guess the only remaining thing for me to say to you guys is, wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, enjoy this closing section of the trail. Enjoy your ride folks. Keep it safe, keep it shiny side up, and we will catch you for the next one. Flies in my eyes. Cheers folks. Bye now, bye.